God's warning hits now, and the days of pretending you didn't hear it are over. This isn't the season for gentle reminders, soft whispers, or polite invitations to rise. This is the season where heaven shakes the ground beneath your feet because you refused to move when you were called the first 100 times. This is the moment where God is not asking, He is commanding. And those who have ears to hear will understand that this is not anger, this is urgency. This is not punishment, this is awakening. This is not destruction, this is direction. But if you insist on dragging old excuses into a new season, you will miss the greatest breakthrough God ever had lined up for you. You felt the warning long before today. In the quiet moments, in the frustration you couldn't explain, in the opportunities that slipped through your fingers because you weren't ready, in the people who walked away, in the doors that closed right before your face, in the battles that felt too heavy for no reason, all of it was God shaking you, stirring you, reminding you, you cannot stay where you are. But you kept ignoring it. You kept blaming circumstances. You kept blaming timing. You kept blaming people who hurt you, disappointed you, underestimated you. You kept pretending you weren't called. You kept acting like you weren't chosen. You kept living like you weren't equipped. You kept waiting for some perfect moment that never comes. Yet God didn't forget you. He didn't cancel His promise. He didn't rewrite His plan. He didn't reduce your destiny to match your excuses. Instead, He turned up the volume, and now His warning hits with force. No more excuses. No more delays. No more hiding. No more holding back. You wanted confirmation. Now you get confrontation. Because God confronts those He refuses to lose. This warning is not destruction, it's construction. It's God rebuilding the parts of you that life tried to bury. It's God breaking the chains you got comfortable dragging around. It's God exposing every lie you accepted as truth. It's God tearing down every limitation you have been living under. It's God lighting a fire under your feet because you kept sitting when you were born to run. Deep down you know it. You were never meant to live a small, quiet, invisible life. You were never meant to settle. You were never meant to shrink to make others comfortable. You were never meant to hide your gift so nobody feels threatened. You were never meant to keep dimming the light God Himself put inside you. God's warning hits now because you have wasted too many days letting fear run. Your decisions, you have been negotiating with doubt, you have been feeding distractions, you have been waiting for motivation instead of building discipline, you have been replaying old failures instead of rewriting your future. You have been letting the enemy whisper garbage into your mind while you stay silent. Enough. This is the line in the sand. This is the turning point. This is the moment God says, you move now, or you miss it. This is not to scare you. This is to wake you. Because what's coming requires your full strength, your full courage, your full focus, your full obedience, your full commitment. You've been preparing without even knowing you were preparing. Every setback was training, every heartbreak was sharpening, every disappointment was repositioning, every closed door was protection, every long night was preparation, every tear watered the soil for your future, but none of it matters if you don't move now. God is not warning you about punishment. He is warning you about potential. You are dangerously close to wasting the greatness planted in you. You are on the edge of letting your destiny expire. You are inches away from living a life that looks nothing like the one God designed. And that is why the warning hits with force. You prayed for change but refused to change. You wanted open doors but stayed seated. You wanted elevation but kept your mindset on the ground. You wanted blessings without responsibility. You wanted strength without struggle. You wanted miracles without movement. But God doesn't operate on your convenience. He operates on your calling, and your calling demands that you rise. There is a version of you God is trying to pull out, a version you haven't met yet, a version that doesn't tolerate excuses, a version that doesn't break down under pressure, a version that doesn't run from storms but commands them, a version that thinks higher, lives louder, stands taller. That version is being summoned now. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop waiting for support from people who don't even support themselves. Stop waiting for confidence to magically appear. Stop waiting for the fear to disappear. Move while you're still scared. Stop waiting for permission from people who were never assigned to your destiny. Stop waiting for someone to save you. God already placed the power inside you. You keep asking God for signs, but the truth is the sign was given every time something shook you, blocked you, woke you, challenged you, stretched you, frustrated you, or pushed you. God's warning hits now because He knows exactly what you're capable of, even when you pretend not to. You tell yourself you're tired, but God says you're untested. You tell yourself you're broken, but God says you're being rebuilt. You tell yourself you're lost, but God says you're being rerouted. You tell yourself you're not ready, but God says you were born ready for this. You tell yourself you don't have enough, but God says you haven't tapped into half of what He's put in you. Excuses are lies you tell your future to protect your past. You don't get to stay the same and step into a greater destiny. You don't get comfort and transformation at the same time. You don't get growth without sacrifice. You don't get victory without warfare. You don't get elevation without separation. This is why God is cutting people off. This is why doors are slamming shut. This is why you feel alone sometimes. This is why familiar places don't feel right anymore. This is why old habits suddenly feel heavy. This is why your spirit is restless and uncomfortable. God is clearing the path, rearranging your environment, stripping away dead weight, and exposing anything that doesn't belong in your next chapter. You prayed for the next level. But the next level cannot come with the old you. This warning is God telling you, stop dragging what I'm trying to detach you from. You know exactly what you need to leave behind. It's the habit you said you'd quit, the mindset you said you'd change, the environment you know drains your power, the distractions you keep entertaining, the fear you keep feeding, the pain you refuse to heal, the anger you keep nurturing, the excuses you keep rehearsing. Let it go before it costs you what God is trying to give you. God's warning hits now because something massive is coming, something bigger than your past, something stronger than your fears, something worth every sacrifice you will ever make. Something that will shift your entire life, but you can't enter a new season carrying the weight of an old one. You can't rise while holding hands with the things that keep you low. You can't step into greatness wearing the mindset of survival. You can't embrace purpose while clinging to comfort. You can't walk through an open door while staring at the closed ones. This is the moment where God demands a choice, your comfort or your calling. Your excuses or your elevation, your fear or your future, your past or your purpose. Choose wisely, because destiny doesn't wait forever. You have already wasted enough time explaining why you haven't started, enough time letting small people talk you out of big dreams. Enough time hiding behind wounds that God already gave you the strength to heal. Enough time allowing negativity to poison your spirit. Enough time sacrificing potential for convenience. Enough time obeying your doubts instead of your purpose. The warning hits now because the window is open now. And windows close. You think you have time. You don't. You think opportunities come back around. They don't. You think you can postpone obedience. You can't. You think your calling will. Wait, it won't. This is your moment. Right now, your spirit feels it. Your heart knows it. Your mind senses it. Everything inside you is being pulled towards something greater. God is not trying to scare you. He is trying to save your destiny. You are carrying too much purpose to keep living like your life is average. You are carrying too much fire to keep settling for lukewarm choices. You are carrying too much calling to keep entertaining distractions. You are carrying too much greatness to keep shrinking. You are carrying too much anointing to keep doubting yourself. God is removing the excuses one by one until you are left with only one option: rise. Rise even if your hands shake. Rise even if your voice trembles. Rise. Even if you have to walk alone for a while. Rise even if you are scared of failing. Rise even if you don't see the whole path. Rise even if you've fallen before. Because God isn't just warning you, He is equipping you, empowering you, positioning you, fueling you, pushing you, backing you. Heaven moves with anyone willing to move. Your excuses are not stronger than God's calling. Your fears are not stronger than God's plan. Your doubts are not stronger than God's promise. Your past is not stronger than God's power. The only thing strong enough to stop you is you. And God is warning you not to let that happen. Get up, move, build, fight. Pray, focus, act, grow, transform, push, rise. Because after this warning, you won't be able to claim you didn't know. You won't be able to pretend you weren't chosen. You won't be able to act like you weren't called. You won't be able to hide behind excuses that God already demolished. Your destiny is standing at the door. God has knocked long enough. Now He commands, open. Step out. Step up. Step forward. This is your season, your calling, your breakthrough, your transformation, your rise. And God's warning hits now so you don't miss what was always meant to be yours. And now hear this clearly: the next step is yours. God has already moved. God has already spoken. God has already warned. God has already positioned. God has already prepared everything connected to your elevation. The only thing left in this entire equation is your decision. Your obedience. your courage, your willingness to stop playing small and finally step into what was designed for you before you were even born. This is your final call. This is the moment where heaven watches what you will choose. Will you rise, or will you rot in excuses? Will you move, or will you stay stuck in the life you said you were tired of? Will you obey, or will you keep pretending you didn't hear the warning that shook your spirit? This is not just a turning point, this is the dividing line between who you were and who you are meant to become. You know you can't go back to your old ways. You know you can't keep living like you're powerless. You know you can't keep hiding behind fear. You know you can't keep praying for results you're too scared to work for. You know you can't keep asking God for change while protecting the habits that keep you stuck. There is no going backward now. God has pushed you too far forward to return to anything less, so stand up. Not tomorrow. Not when you feel ready. Not when people finally support you. Not when everything falls into place. Now. Because your life changes the moment you decide to change it. Your story shifts when you take ownership of it. Your breakthrough unlocks the second you stop waiting for miracles and start walking toward them. This is your moment to become unrecognizable, not to the world, but to yourself. To shock your own reflection with the strength you never used, the courage you never activated, the discipline you never committed to, the fire you never unleashed. This is your moment to rise so boldly that even your past can't believe it's you. This is your moment to finally match the greatness God has always seen in you, so step forward with the fire of someone who refuses to die with potential still inside them. Step forward like someone who knows heaven backs every move they make. Step forward like someone who refuses to leave this world without becoming everything God created them to be. Step forward like someone who is done apologizing for their calling, done shrinking, done hesitating, done delaying, done living at half capacity, because God's warning hits now, for your rise, not your ruin. For your awakening, not your fear. For your purpose, not your punishment. For your breakthrough, not your breakdown. For your future, not your failure. Take the step. Make the move. Burn the excuses. Break the limits. Walk into the life that has been waiting on you this entire time. God already said go. Now prove that you heard Him. This is your time. This is your rise. And nothing, absolutely nothing, will be able to stop what God starts in you the moment you finally say yes.